did you see?
It's the woman next door, the woman from the cabin there.
She said it was from cabin 10.
Yes, sir, that's what's so unusual.
I was backing in.
That's a look at the new psychological thriller, The Woman in Cabin 10, based off the best-selling novel that follows a journalist who witnesses a woman being thrown overboard, or so she thinks. Joining me to talk all about this is the star of the film, Keira Knightley, and director, Simon Stone. Hi, Keira. Hi, Simon.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi. I am so excited to talk to the both of you because I read The Woman in Cabin 10 about a year ago when I did a bit of a solo trip to Australia. So I feel emotionally invested in these characters. Keira, what did you love about the character of Lo?
Her certainty. I just think, I think for most people, if you're in a room and you are speaking your truth and everyone tells you you're wrong or you're nuts, then you go, oh, yeah, okay, sorry, I got that wrong. And the fact that this is a woman who goes, no, this is the truth. I know this is the truth. And she's like a dog with the bone. She just keeps on going and keeps on going and keeps on going, I think is very courageous and super interesting because very few people do it.
I love that. Okay, so Simon, I know, aside from directing this, you also had a hand in writing the screenplay for this. Keira, I feel like even just you talking about this character, like, is there a bit of you in this character, Simon? Do you feel like Keira, there's a bit of that in her as well?
No. There's not. I don't think I'm certain.
No, there's no certainty in Keira.
I actually watched Keira constantly get herself into the mind state. She was constantly going, okay, so this has happened to me there, and then you've said that thing, and she'd like point around the room. And the last time I saw you was you were doing that thing, and that was weird. And then you were doing that thing, and she would talk herself into the level of kind of intellectual confidence. Keira was given this opportunity. I think we would all love the opportunity to be as right as she is.
Can you imagine, like, trusting your gut instinct and then just going for it and being completely right all the way and being like, at the end, look, I was right.
But you don't even say that.
No,
that's the brilliant thing about her. She's so classy.
So classy she doesn't say that. I'd be standing there going, see, I told you.
Yeah. It's nobody likes a told you so.
Of course they do. We all love doing it.
Yeah. But that's why I got the younger intern to come in going, I am a future you, and it's my job to say, you told us so. Yeah.
I love hearing that. Okay, so I think when we think of filming on a super yacht, you think all glam. But, like, what's the reality of filming on a boat? Pros and cons. What's the best thing about filming on a super yacht and the worst thing?
Well, the best thing is the way that it looks in the movie, right? I mean, like, that's why we were there. It's gorgeous, and it's kind of it's nightmarish. It's kind of frightening.
Yeah, it transforms. It's like the structure itself transforms from being something incredibly beautiful, aspirational, as you say, into a kind of prison. I think that the benefits of shooting the actual thing mean that you get that movement while knowing it's the photos of the same object. It just becomes more and more sinister. The disadvantages are, enumerate them.
Over to me for the disadvantages. The disadvantages are that it was a boat built for 25 crew and 12 passengers. And so we had the 25 crew, and then we had 70 film crew, and then we had at least 20 actors, and we weren't allowed to touch anything because everything was too expensive. So we weren't allowed to touch the walls, you weren't allowed to lean on the wall, you weren't allowed to walk on the carpets, you weren't allowed to touch or sit on any of the furniture. You were only allowed to eat and drink in tiny little designated areas where we'd be like this. If you were doing a scene, you could sit on the furniture while you were doing the scene, but as soon as you said cut, you'd have the crew members from the boat going, sorry, could you get off that chair? Could you get off that chair? So you'd all be kind of like this together for like 12 hours a day. So I don't think we quite got the luxury part of the luxury yacht.
No, and none of us, I mean, I'm like glad that we didn't ruin that boat.
No, we didn't want to pay for the boat if we ruined the boat.
None of us could have afforded. Netflix would have gone bankrupt if they'd had to pay for the repairs on that boat.
Yeah. There's a particular grey carpet that is going to fill me with PTSD forever because it cost about £200,000 and it was a grey carpet. And I was like, I do not want to pay for this carpet, so I'm just going to not touch the carpet. It's fine.
Amazing. So the paranoia that your character had to embody a lot was actually real. It was just you were afraid of the carpet.
Exactly.
That's amazing.
And the slightly terrified handheld camera for the whole film is actually just someone going, "Oh, did I step on something or not?" Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I love it. Well, listen, a big fan of the book, loved the movie. Congratulations. So nice talking to you too.
Thank you very much.
The Woman in Cabin 10 will be available to stream tomorrow on Netflix.